Imagine a world where the very fabric of our modern lives unravels in an instant. No internet, no power, no communication. This isn't science fiction. It's a very real threat from our own star. Join me as I try to survive the effects of a mega solar flare slamming into Earth right now. Our sun, a seemingly benevolent giver of light and warmth, is also a dynamic and sometimes violent star. Its surface is a cauldron of superheated plasma constantly churning with powerful magnetic fields. These fields can twist, tangle, and snap, releasing unimaginable energy. This sudden release of magnetic energy is what we call a solar flare. They are the most powerful explosions in our solar system, blasting out radiation across the electromagnetic spectrum. Think of them as cosmic fireworks, but with potentially devastating consequences for Earth. Solar flares are often accompanied by coronal mass ejections, or CMEs. These are massive bubbles of plasma and magnetic field ejected from the sun at incredible speeds. While flares deliver a burst of radiation, CMEs deliver a physical punch of charged particles. Scientists classify solar flares by their X-ray brightness using a letter system A, B, C, M, and X. Each letter represents a tenfold increase in energy output. An X-class flare is the most powerful, capable of causing significant disruptions on Earth. Even within the X-class, there's a wide range. An X1 flare is powerful, but an X20 flare is 20 times more intense. These colossal events are what keeps space weather scientists on high alert, constantly monitoring our star. When a powerful solar flare, especially one accompanied by a fast-moving CME, hits Earth, it's not just a light show. Our planet is protected by its magnetic field, the magnetosphere, which acts as a shield. However, this shield can be overwhelmed. The incoming charged particles from a CME can compress and distort our magnetosphere. This interaction generates powerful electrical currents within Earth's crust and atmosphere. These are known as geomagnetically induced currents, or GICs. GICs are the silent destroyers. They can flow through long conductors like power lines, pipelines, and communication cables. Our modern electrical grids are particularly vulnerable to these surges, which can overload transformers. Imagine a sudden massive power surge hitting every major substation simultaneously. Transformers, vital components of the grid, can overheat and fail, leading to widespread blackouts. Replacing these massive units can take months, not days. Beyond the power grid, satellites in orbit are also at extreme risk. The increased radiation can damage sensitive electronics, causing malfunctions or even complete failure. Our reliance on satellites for GPS, weather forecasting, and global communication is immense. Think about navigation systems in cars and planes, or the precise timing signals for financial transactions. All rely on satellites. A major solar event could cripple these systems, throwing global commerce and transportation into chaos. Aviation is another vulnerable sector. High-altitude flights, especially over polar regions, are exposed to increased radiation. This poses a health risk to passengers and crew and can disrupt communication systems used by aircraft. Even seemingly simple technologies are at risk. Radio communication, especially high-frequency bands, can be severely disrupted or blacked out entirely. This impacts emergency services, military operations, and amateur radio enthusiasts alike. Our interconnected world means that a disruption in one area can cascade into others. A power outage affects water treatment plants, fuel pumps, and food supply chains. The ripple effect of a mega flare could be truly catastrophic. This isn't just theoretical speculation. History offers a stark warning. In September 1859, Earth experienced the most powerful solar storm on record, now known as the Carrington event. It was a wake-up call from the sun. During the Carrington event, telegraph systems around the world went haywire. Operators reported sparks flying from equipment, shocking them, and even setting papers on fire. Some telegraph lines continued to operate even after being disconnected from their power sources. Auroras, usually confined to polar regions, were seen as far south as the Caribbean. People woke up in the middle of the night, thinking it was dawn, due to the intense red and green glows in the sky. It was a spectacle, but also a harbinger. In 1859, our technological footprint was minimal. Imagine that same event hitting today's hyper-connected, electricity-dependent world. The damage would be measured in trillions of dollars and could set back civilization by decades. The Carrington event serves as a chilling reminder of the sun's raw power. It wasn't a mega flare by today's standards, but its impact was profound. A truly mega event, like one that happens perhaps once every few centuries, would be far worse. Scientists constantly study historical events like Carrington to better understand the risks. They analyze ice cores for nitrate deposits and tree rings for carbon-14, looking for evidence of past super flares that dwarf even 1859. Imagine waking up to an eerie silence. No hum of the refrigerator, no glow from your phone. The internet is down, the TV is a blank screen. Your car won't start because the fuel pumps at the gas station rely on electricity. The immediate aftermath would be confusion, then growing concern. Without power, traffic lights fail, leading to gridlock. Hospitals struggle to operate life-sustaining equipment, relying on limited backup generators. Food supplies would quickly dwindle as refrigeration fails and transportation grinds to a halt. Water purification systems would cease functioning, leading to a crisis in clean drinking water. ATMs wouldn't work, making cash king. Communication would revert to pre-digital age methods. Battery-powered radios might pick up emergency broadcasts, but widespread information would be scarce. Panic could set in as people realize the scale of the disruption. For those reliant on medical devices like pacemakers or insulin pumps, the situation would be dire. Critical infrastructure, from sewage systems to financial networks, would be paralyzed, creating a domino effect of failures. The long-term implications are even more daunting. Rebuilding a damaged power grid takes time, resources, and specialized equipment. Months could pass before power is fully restored to major population centers. Society would be forced to adapt to a new reality, one where self-sufficiency and community resilience become paramount. It would be a test of human ingenuity and cooperation on an unprecedented scale. While we cannot stop the sun, we can prepare for its potential wrath. Governments and international bodies are working on space weather forecasting and grid hardening initiatives. Early warning systems are crucial. Scientists are developing better models to predict solar flares and CMEs, giving us more lead time. Engineers are exploring ways to make power grids more resilient to GICs, such as installing blocking devices. but individual preparedness is just as vital. Think about what you would do if you lost power, communication, and access to essential services for an extended period. Having a plan is not paranoia, it's prudence. Start with the basics: a supply of non-perishable food and water for at least 2 weeks. Have a battery-powered or hand-crank radio for information. Keep a supply of cash, as electronic transactions would cease. Consider alternative cooking methods like a camping stove. Have a first aid kit and any necessary prescription medications. Think about how you would stay warm or cool without electricity. Develop a family communication plan, including an out-of-state contact. Know how to manually open your garage door. Keep your car's fuel tank at least half full, as gas pumps won't work. Educate yourself and your community. Share information about space weather and preparedness. The more people who are aware and prepared, the more resilient our communities will be in the face of such an event. Solar flares are a serious threat to our technology and way of life. Understanding what's at stake and being prepared is crucial. By learning more about solar flares and their potential impacts, we can work towards minimizing the damage and staying safe. So what do you think? Have you ever considered how dependent we are on electricity and technology? How would you cope in a situation like this? Share your thoughts and preparedness tips in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more insights into space weather and resilience, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the forces shaping our world.